Hey everyone, this is a clip from a recent episode of Another Pass, where we talk about movies and all the struggles that go into making them. If you like it, check out the whole podcast. You can find it at certainpov.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Yeah, all right. Now you mentioned it, and I can't stop thinking about this one. She's working at the museum. There was a minute there where I'm like, oh, is this just a goofy cartoon where he just has a different career every movie that we pick up on? Like, is that what's going on here? And like, it was particularly frustrating because Sigourney Weaver was the one who suggested, like, oh, I should be a cellist and not a model in the original movie, so that she could have, I don't want to like put models down, but like have like an additional artistic side that is specifically like a thing that she's passionate about, as opposed to like a job that happens to be, like I don't know who's like super passionate about modeling, I guess is the thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's someone.
Certainly
I'm
not
sure
from the
there's
creative.
someone.
Yeah, like I really don't want to put modeling down, but like that was her choice to like make it a thing for her,
judgy.
and like that's
little judgy face.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have pink slime on me right now. It's causing some negativity. No, but like the decision to have like her have this artistic side that was going to be her focus, and like that all worked for the character in the first one, and here she's working and restoring fine art at a fictional museum, and like
who would hire her to do that?
Is she just a polymath? Is she like how in the original script for Ghostbusters, Winston Zeddemore was supposed to be this like super competent like physicist and ex-Marine, like just engineer guy, and before they chopped it all down, because no love for Winston in either of these movies, but is that the deal? Is she supposed to actually have like multiple master's degrees and like doctorates in several fields? Like, is she Bones from Bones?
Yes. Yes, that is.
Or Bones from Star Trek? Is she Bones from anything?
Absolutely, to both of those. No, I actually had the same thought, but I was like, well, maybe Dana contains multitudes, and maybe this is why her Achilles heel is terrible men, because she's too good at other things, and so to even the playing field, she's got to be really bad.
No one measures up to her, so all men
she just has to be really bad at interpersonal relationships. People just can't be all around perfect. So like the creator was like, Data, you're going to be really good at all the artistic things you try, but you're going to suck at choosing people. And also the paranormal is going to be super latched onto you. So you're fucked. But I was like, this is like a really interesting thing, because it's restoration of painting it's not something that's just done on a volunteer basis, nor is it very easy. And she did mention something about like, which was really adorable. She was just like, yes, well, now that I'm getting things together, I will be back, back to the symphony soon. And it was just like, oh, now that your child is nearly crawling or walking, you have time to go back to the symphony. I was like, what is this?
Okay, yeah.
Her maternity leave hobby was restoring fine art.
At a museum. I was like, what? But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to harp on this, because Rick Moranis was just an accountant, right? He wasn't also a lawyer.
Well, so I looked into that one, and he actually makes a good point about it, which is that like it's all still finance law, and that it wasn't even so that he could ever go to court. It was basically so he could fill out documents.
You gotta go to law school and get passed.
Yeah, I mean, like,
that's a big commitment.
I stopped and looked at that one, and apparently it's actually fairly common for accountants to do that.
All right,
Still. It's like everyone now has a new job. You have Ray and Winston are doing children's birthdays. You have Peter who has his own TV show, does this psychic, and everyone just suddenly has these new jobs. Some that maybe take years of schooling and training, and others where that's just what they fell into. But it's like, really?
Also, can I just say, like, as a New Yorker, the fact that people die here all the time is very true. So why did the paranormal activity stop over 5 years? Like, I don't understand. Like, I feel like Ghostbusters would always have work here. Like, if I mean, maybe we can say like, oh, well, they couldn't see it. Like the ooze brought it back into like the dimension that we could see. That's not the point. I feel like they would have work. That's all I'm saying. I don't mind the plot device of like down there, the laughing stock and they have to redeem themselves. But at the same time, I'm like, this is a city of millions of people and people are going to die here. They're going to be ghosts.
Well, but it might be magnified. And I do think that one thing they could have done in this movie was emphasize that, like, the Gozer situation in the first movie was causing all the stuff to become much more apparent and, like, on the surface for people. And, like, likewise, the stuff in this movie should also be doing that same thing, which is why. So there's ebbs and flows. And maybe they could have been like, there hasn't been, like, a credible ghost sighting in New York in 4 years or something to that effect, you know, to, like, really play up that, like, maybe like they started investigating people who were just crazy for a while and like it, you know, dried up actually any sort of like credibility that they had.
That would make much more sense.
I just need a couple of lines in there.
Yeah.
Just like a couple of lines in there. I don't mind where they started. Like I love the idea of having to have a build, but it was just kind of slapped together to kind of put them back. And this is why it feels just like a rehash, like, oh, well, we're just going to take the lightning we had before and try to throw that back in the bottle and try to bottle it again. And so it seems like all the characters are starting exactly where they were at the first movie, as if we're like pulling back some of the character development and the teamwork that was created. Like the gang's not, now we're going to get the band together. Like it just feels, I don't know. This is why the first the first couple of acts maybe didn't work so much for me. And romance.
But at least Winston was in it at the beginning. So, you know.
I agree.
Yeah, at least Winston was in it.
I agree. And more Ernie Hudson, in my opinion, always makes things better. I mean,
seriously.
Remember, if you like that clip, check out the podcast. You can find it at certainpov.com or wherever you get your podcasts.